So I can't technically call this meeting to order because we don't have a quorum. So the items that are up for approval, we cannot technically approve, so we're gonna have a special full board meeting for that next week. But we do have a visitor here that I want her to be able to speak, and I know Dave and Tracy have some updates as well. So what we'll do is we'll start with the pledge, we'll read the mission statement, and then we'll just get some updates. So please rise for the pledge. Dana, can you read the mission statement?
I would love to. Self-sufficiency and independence.
Thank you. We will skip adoption of the agenda and move to hearing of the public.
Thank you so much. I'm Carla Dean, and I'm the Director of Employment and Training at Services to Enhance Potential. And so I just wanted to take a couple minutes to thank you for the opportunity to work with the individuals at Macomb Community Mental Health and tell you a little bit about STEP. Our mission is to support individuals in the pursuit of their chosen goals and achievement of their personal satisfaction in their lives. STEP has been around for about 50 years, and we're an organization that was started by families. And we provide employment training, community-based activities for folks, and a little bit of supports coordination. We support about 1,500 individuals. And in Wayne County, we do that through supported employment, facility and community-based skill building. We have 3 thrift stores that we call Thrifting with a Purpose. So the proceeds help drive our mission, but we also employ about 100 and provide employment training for about 100 individuals in our thrift stores. We have a culinary, retail, and art training program for our individuals. And then specifically in Macomb, I just wanted to give you guys an update of what we've been doing. So we're providing supported employment support for folks. We have a number of paid employment opportunities for individuals. Some examples are a bowling alley in Sterling Heights. We have folks at a grocery store in Centerline and Macomb, a hotel in Warren, a restaurant in Fraser and Macomb, and so those are a couple of examples. We have community-based skill building where we're partnering with Cairns Community Center in Mount Clemens. So the folks have an opportunity to volunteer and go out into the community for volunteer opportunities, community integration, so things that are transferable to employment, or things that improve their quality of life and inclusion. So we also offer services to CMH individuals and also VR. So we've been partnering with Michigan Rehabilitation Services. We have an Earn and Learn program, which is in the summer. So it's an opportunity for transition age youth for their first opportunity for employment. So they have the opportunity to work at an employment partner, some of which I named, for about 6 to 8 weeks. And then we also offer soft skills training during that time. And we have been providing pre-ETS training at a school to help folks prepare for their next steps in employment. So thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about STEP. I appreciate your time.
Awesome, thank you. Does anybody have any questions, since it's a free-for-all, not a regular meeting?
So right now in our Cairns Community Center, we just have a small number of participants. So it's just about 3 that are with community mental health. And then we have some more folks that are with VR.
Dana?
Is that, thank you, Mr. Chair. Is that your physical location, the care center?
Our actual physical location is an office in New Baltimore. And we are partnering with Cairns Community Center in Mount Clemens because the referrals live in that area. So we want to support people in their community.
Ryan? Go ahead. It's not that much of a free-for-all. We need a little bit of order. Ryan, go ahead.
How would an employer reach out to
They can reach out to us on our website. We have a Macomb customer service number, so they can reach out to us that way. And we would love additional employment partners.
Are there a particular kind looking for? Is it
Nope. So we really match the employment opportunity to the individual. So we take our time to meet with that person and see what their interests and abilities are, where they can get to. So we definitely don't want to limit folks to culinary and retail, a variety of industries. We're really looking for businesses that have more simpler tasks, some entry-level tasks, because many of our folks have some barriers to employment. And so things with routine and simple tasks.
Anyone else? Dave?
as another plug for STEP too. STEP has been meeting with the Macomb Intermediate School District, and they are interested, and we did support the project search through STEP in conjunction with, it was the schools and I think another partner in there too.
Lutz Schools and Michigan Rehabilitation Services.
Yes, MRS would be a partner there as well. So Project Search is a national school-to-work transition model for students in special education. And we hopefully will get that set up here in Macomb. The schools, of course, during the pandemic, things were on pause, but they have a definite interest, and we would love to support that program as well. And STEP has been working with that in Wayne County for quite a long time now, so we look forward to that. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Anyone else? All right. Thanks for taking the time to
Okay.
come today.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Of course. All right, we will skip. Anybody else from the public? No? Okay. We will skip approval of the minutes of items 5 and 6. We will skip item 7. We'll also skip the receive and file. Item 8, resolutions. Number 9 we'll also skip. We'll skip paying the bills for the time being. We will move on to the management report. We're fast tracking to Ken. We'll have you home by dinner, Ken.
Usually I got more time to spend with my thoughts before, all right?
Maybe this is better, maybe it's worse.
We'll see. Everyone should have the monthly finance report. Format is the same. We closed and rolled forward fiscal 22 as we updated at the last meeting, some of those numbers there. So those are reflected in this now. If you look at page 4, continue to have fairly high cash and investment balances and also fairly high liabilities. As I believe we have not yet settled fiscal 19 with the state. So we've got many years piled up in liabilities right now. So I think they're looking at fiscal 19 right now. So hopefully we can close that out. Page 5, nothing in particular to report at this time. As far as revenues go, we continue to anticipate and plan for the end of the public health emergency and what's pertaining to that. We have had a fairly steady flow of information from the state of Michigan as to what they're doing for Medicaid eligibility and some of those different things. Telehealth services are going to be changed quite a bit, so we're working on system updates and working with providers on how they can transition those services or how we can still be compliant. There's quite a bit of nuance to those changes. So there was some feedback at a state group that some clinical folks were pushing for maybe a revisit to that, as some people are really benefiting from the telehealth services. So we'll see if that gains any traction, but that's what's going on with the public health emergency. Page 6, you can see this is kind of our summary FSR that we usually present. We have surpluses in all of our funding sources as it sits right now. If we add the CCBHC for Medicaid and Healthy Michigan, looking at almost $4 million to retain locally in a projection at this point. We did submit our CCBHC cost report on March the 10th. That informs our PPS 1 rate, actually for fiscal 23, even though we're halfway through fiscal 23. We had a slight decrease in our PPS 1 rate, but it is not a concerning number at this time. So we were able to put that together, and hopefully that funding remains strong going forward. You'll see at the bottom of page 6, again, I'll highlight that we have the ongoing discussion with the state about the ISF. That includes the $18 million that was added in fiscal 22 on top of what was already in there. So just so you, when you're looking at that, have that in your mind. Since Richard presented last time, I don't think we've heard anything new on that subject, other than the fact that they continue to work through his commentary internally. Since then, we did have another issue come up with the state where the My Health Link program, and whether individuals that are in the state inpatient setting are eligible for that. The state had reached out to us and said, you know, here's the claims, you need to pay these. Subsequently, we were able to get language from the 3-way contract for My Health Link that we are not a party to, and it specifically identifies that state inpatient should not be something that the PHPs are covering. So we are trying to recoup those funds, but wanted everyone to be aware that we do have that ongoing with the state. The amount's almost $1.5 million. So we'll keep the group updated on that as it continues. So continuing on to page 7, these are just our other fund source buckets, if you will. Again, there's surpluses in these different areas. We will continue to monitor state general fund as spend down ramps up and the PHE ends. So I don't think there's anything particular on the subsequent pages that we haven't covered or that would be out of the ordinary. I do have a couple other updates for the group. We're in full swing with audit mode right now, both our financial statement audit as part of the county as a whole, and also our compliance audit under our CMH contract. So some of you, all of you, probably received emails with a letter attached from our auditors. There's Rosalind Prestige and Company. Feel free to, it is not phishing or spam, so feel free to engage with them if you have something to discuss with them or you have questions that they can answer. So I think they sent that out to everyone's personal email. No?
I don't think.
Okay. They kind of purposely exclude us as they work for this group, and you know, I think we were copied in on it though. I'll have to look into that. If no one received it, then that's clearly
I don't
didn't
think I
happen.
received it either.
Okay. Well, if you do in the future, it is it is legitimate. So, you know, if you have anything for the auditors, obviously feel free to engage with them. And then I just wanted to touch on, we did hear from the state that they're looking to put some meetings on the calendars as it regards to rate setting. With the end of the PHE, they've said that they're going to revise rates. Additionally, if they're going to look at our CCBHC cost report, if they have questions related to that, and then finally looking at fiscal 24 and what that's going to look like. So I think that's going to be, we're going to have a lot of work to do around that and make sure that our revenue projections are lined up and expenses are right fitted for that. So I think that's all I have. If anyone has any questions.
Dave has a
Just
question.
a quick update. We, just today, we received the 2019 general fund settlement letter saying we owed them little over $48,000. So we're pretty close on that, and that will not have an impact on any of our.
So maybe I just hadn't seen the letter yet. So
Yeah, I'll
so
make sure
that's-
you were copied on there. It was, yeah, just over 48,000, and it was specific to the general fund only. So they are working on 19, so.
Okay. we will pay them the 48,000. So,
Take it on what they owe us.
We can do that. Anyone else have questions for Ken, comments? Okay,
all right,
Thank you.
thanks.
now move on to the CEO update, which is great because Dave forgot his notes, so
Yeah, I
we could
did. So
push that to next week.
I'm going to
too.
start by passing the baton over to Tracy for some updates. And
I passed the first part, which is get the microphone to turn on. So just wanted to give you a quick update regarding the Mental Health Matters Awards and ceremony. It's out there. We've sent it out it's on our website, sent it out in social media. It's also been sent out to all of our providers and all of our team members. Due to those efforts, we currently have 17 nominations. We don't have any nominations though for self-advocate. So just a reminder, self-advocate would be somebody who's advocating for themselves, right? So that being said, we sent it to the providers, but we're concerned about getting it to the people of the hands we serve. We do post it in our facilities, but these days, I'm sure you know, not everybody physically comes to all the facilities. So we're sending it out with the recipient rights officers. We're sending it out to every time we go to a group home or anything like that. I bring that to your attention, so in case you are in the community, I did bring with me a bunch of extra ones, and I'm also happy to email you the electronic copy. Our flyer has like the updated one, has like a QR code, it has all the links, it has everything. So if you could get the word out there, because we really want this to be about the people we serve and the great work of the professionals that are helping those individuals. So we greatly appreciate any efforts to get that particular word out there. We do have the site, food, and MC secured. I think you, if you saw the social media, we secured Amir Jacobson, which we're very excited about because she presents well. We think that will help us kind of, have a professional presence. And then also, thank you for several of you for volunteering to help. We're trying to engage several of our providers to be kind of the solution maybe for some gifts, centerpieces, that type of thing. So we're still working on the details, but those are the fun details. So that's kind of an update of where we're at now. And again, if you could get the word out, we would so greatly appreciate it.
And thank you. Tracy has done a ton of work on this. We don't have a communications director. We were unable to lock in a event planner of any sort. So everything that's been done up to this point, which is a considerable amount, has been on Tracy. So thank you for that. For my updates, got an email at the end of the day. I did respond to. I was a little late in informing the department of Stacy departing. Actually, we're contractually obligated to report to the state when we have changes in certain positions. And when Tracy left, there was 3 positions that were actually required to be reported. So 1 person, 3 positions. It was quality, then on the compliance, and then on appeals and grievances. So I responded to them. Tracy and I met with Megan and Brianna, who are quality administrators. They've been doing great work, and we'll be supporting them. We had our kind of first kickoff on utilization management committee, and we'll be doing a quality committee and things internally as well. We have Jim Losey back as a contractor, who's being supported by Stacy Coleman as a contractor in our compliance area. And quality is Brianna and Megan, and Anwar, who most of you know, was being supported in grievances and appeals by Stacy, also in some of her consulting time. She did start officially up in the Upper Peninsula. So those they've yet to be posted, those positions. So we're kind of treading water as best we can here until we get the help that we need in those critical positions. More positive note, I was at the Kiwanis Club this afternoon for the Mount Clemens Club. I want to mention that because I was invited by, I had her name in my notes, and so public apologies to her. She's with the Harrison Township Libraries. And we were introduced to the Library Association by Linda Bush, who's on their board. And then when I went to the Kiwanis Club, there was also a lady there from the YMCA. Linda's on their board. So it was, Linda was very helpful in making those connections. So I did provide some updates, gave away some of our information, including a box of our Narcan from Helen and our substance use side. So it's nice. We are getting out and about. I don't know if I did publicly acknowledge Libby and Michelle for their TV appearances. Actually, they were on Amir Jacobson's show and talking about mental health. Amir had a week-long special on mental health. So Libby is currently the interim director for our that's a lot of directs, for our directly operated programs. And Michelle Ivy is a supervisor over the children's programs. And they both did a wonderful job representing us on television. So a big thank you to them. And I guess I'll keep that since I don't have the rest of my notes for the full board meeting. You know, I don't want to spoil it until there's more people here to hear the wonderful things.
Thanks, Dave. Anybody have any questions or comments for Dave or Tracy? I just want to thank Tracy again for all the work that you're doing. It's not easy to plan and coordinate an event of that size, so thank you.
He's currently the interim chief of staff and the chief operating officer and wearing the hat of the communications
We'll get you a new nameplate.
and helping with quality. Yes.
Thank you. Anyone? Anyone? Nope. Okay, we'll move on to other possible agenda items. Be on the lookout for a doodle poll from Sandy for our special full board meeting. That's going to be next week. We will have our April program and budget here Wednesday, April 12th at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a recipient rights meeting in the Community Mental Health Admin Building on Thursday, April 20th at 8 a.m. And full board will be Wednesday, April 26th here at 6 p.m. Anyone else have anything to add? Ryan will be. Hopefully he'll be here next week. Thank you, Ryan. Looking forward to see you when you get back. Move on to hearing of the public. Tony? Thanks, Tony. And with that, we're adjourned. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.